Hello everyone, it's Max from Evike Studios, and today I'm with Victor, that you better know as the Balaclava guy from our channel. So, Victor, introduce yourself to the world.
Hello guys, I'm Victor. I work with Max in the Evike Europe marketing section, and I'm also part-time in the French military.
Today Victor and I, we decided to prepare you a video about, well, cool but affordable loadout. We went for two different loadouts, one which is more CQB oriented and one which is more like Woodland and Ricky oriented. So tell us about your loadout. What did you prepare?
So my loadout is based off the CTSFO, like the Londonian police. For the plate carrier, I went with the FCS from Headgear. So it's the reproduction of the Faro Concept Slickster in multicam black. I really liked it because it's really lightweight, low profile. You have a lot of rooms to put like magazines, flashbangs, dummy tourniquets. Comes with the dangler pouch.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I would just put it away. But I know Max loves dangler pouches. You have elastic cummerbunds, so it keeps really nice and tight on your body when you're running in CQB. You can also put magazines and stuff in the cummerbunds. I also really like the shoulder straps because you can really adjust it to your preference. Personally, I like to wear my plate carrier really high on my body, so it allowed me to do that. For instance, you can switch between placards. Here I have the error setup. If you want to switch to like SMG loadout, you can just remove the placard and put another one just like this one.
The placards, they are identical between these two models. So between the FCS and between this micro AMK3, it's a replica from Highly Strategic. It's the same placard, you just have to remove it. You can put the harness straps on the buckle here, and you have a chest rig with this placard. It's an ecosystem, let's say. For my part, I decided to go for a chest rig. It's a lightweight, well, it's great for forest. When I'm in a forest and running everywhere, the harness, as it's lightweight, but it's also like really open, you don't sweat profusely, you know. You have the wingman pushes on each side, allowing you to put extra magazines or to put a radio. You have the dangler, famous dangler. In my personal opinion, I really love danglers because it allows you to have things like your hit marker, you know, right by your hand, and you can put a lot of stuff inside this pouch, you know. All these kind of little devices that you want to have with you when you're in a forest, especially in a big forest and a big skirmish field. In my configuration, I decided to go for an AR-15 setting. You have inserts in them, allowing you to put a lot of different kind of magazines. They are elastic, so you have a good retention of your magazines, they won't fall. You have a lot of different inserts with both of this load-bearing system. You can put like shotgun shells, glowing stick. I think it's very convenient. It's a really great system. Concerning our uniforms, you went for Wolf Grey, I went for M81 Woodland. Why did you choose the Wolf Grey?
So I chose Wolf Grey because we can see them mostly in Wolf Grey. It really works well in urban environments. CQB type are usually in urban environments, so Wolf Grey is a good choice. I chose the G3 combat pants and shirts by Headgear. It's a cheap way to get quite precisions like ergonomy without having to put an enormous price.
Yeah, on a real set.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same combat set that I use. I also have the G3 combat pants and the G3 combat shirts, but in M81 Woodland because, well, I'm a boomer, as they would say. I grew up during the 90s and the US Armed Forces wore this camouflage and I really enjoy it. It's less generic than the multicam. I really love the way it looks. It's basically the same thing, the same combat set. There's just a difference in color, camouflage, and it exists in a lot of different camo patterns. So if you prefer to go for like multicam or like multicam black too, we have them in stock too. This is Emerson. This is a pretty nice replica. I really enjoy it, and it's cheap compared to the Crate Precision real set. You have parts included in your elbows and in your knees, allowing you to put like knee pads and elbow pads to prevent you from being injured when, like, you know, crawling on the ground and so on. Maybe we'll talk about the helmets now.
Here we have a FMA reproduction of the Obscure Fast SF. So it's really basic helmet. CTSFO has been seen using this helmet in particular. You have Velcro on top, put like patches, IR strobes. The arc rails on the sides, which allows you to put a loud mount and arc rail adapters for your headset. You have the NVG shroud if you want to put like a GoPro or NVG mount. On the back you have the adjustments to fit your head really tightly, and on the bottom you have the straps to secure your helmet to your head.
Great. I went for a different style of helmet. I decided to go for a replica of the Crate Precision airframe. This is the CP style by FMA too, the same brand. It's very different because Crate Precision, once they designed this helmet, they decided to make it in two elements, less, you know, all the velcros on it. They are absent on this model, and you still have, well, the same arc rails on the side, allowing you to put your radio headset and other stuff like that. Let's talk about protective gear. As you know, Airsoft, it's mandatory to have eye protection, to have eyewear. On Evike Europe, we have like a lot of different references of eye protection. Don't neglect taking good eye protection. It's very important in Airsoft. In Europe, we have the EN166. This is a European standard for protecting your eyes, and it's the kind of eye protection that is mandatory on airsoft fields. Do you have an example of eye protection that you enjoy?
Yep, so the brand Bolly has a lot of like models of eyewear you can put in Airsoft. It's cheap and it will protect your eyes just like any other brand would.
And it's the most important thing. If you want to protect your face, it's also important. It's not mandatory. It's up to you. If you want to protect, for instance, your cheeks and more importantly your teeth, because you don't want to come back home with broken teeth, you know. Well, we also have like a half mask, meshed half mask that protects the bottom of your face. It's very important in the same way because, you know, in CQB where you don't know what will happen when you cross the door. Well, sometimes having something to protect the bottom of your face, it can save you a lot of money from having a broken tooth. What kind of shoes would you recommend? For instance, if you go like full CQB, you'll go on a skirmish field and it's only CQB. What would you wear?
Yep, so I would go for a lightweight pair of shoes. My ankles are not the priority in CQB, so I would go for like Vans type shoes. Like in black or multicam black. So we have the model from Altama, various models, and they work great in CQB environments.
From my point of view, playing in forest, it's more easy to break your ankles into a forest because, well, you know, the ground, the terrain, it can be hazardous. So I'd go for combat boots, like the combat boots and desert boots by Proper. They are military boots, like standard military boots, the most standard thing that you can find in an army. This are, I think, a good choice if you want to go and play in the forest. Well, now I think it's time to talk about the price, because we engaged ourselves at providing you two loadouts, which are both cool but also affordable. But what is affordable for Airsoft? What is affordable for having a cool set? We estimated it was around 300 to 400 euros. It depends on your level of commitment. What do you want? Do you want something very basic, or do you want something granting you a better immersion with like dummies on it and other cool stuff like the gloves and so on? I think between 300 and 400 it's really cheap compared to real deal stuff used by the military guys, which is often like way more expensive. You're not obliged to go for real deal stuff because you just need something simple to play Airsoft. So 300 to 400 euros, it seems correct to me.
Yeah, it's reasonable for Airsoft. So for the 300 to 400 euro mark, you have a good quality loadout that will last in time and it works great for airsoft. You won't need like extra 400 cry pants for genuine feel. It does the job really well.
I think that's it. We were really happy to make this video for you. It was really fun to choose all these parts, all these elements, and to build these two loadouts. I think that now we will play more often with them. You may see us wearing these loadouts during our future videos. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. See you soon, Airsofters.